Gabriel and Shedeur cannot coexist. And shame on the Browns
but you know
for
why?
trying to make those two coexist.
Right.
The Browns have put Shedeur and Gabriel in a position where those two cannot coexist, and it would be inhumane to try to ask those two to coexist.
Yeah.
You got a 3rd round pick, a 5th round pick. The 5th round pick was more talented than the 3rd round pick, but you gave the 3rd round pick first, and you gave the 5th round pick the seconds, even though the 5th round pick is more talented than the 3rd round pick. You drafted the 3rd round pick ahead of the 5th round pick, but the 5th round pick is better than the 3rd round pick. It doesn't make sense. And then you're asking those two to coexist? You put 2 lions in a cage with 1 piece of meat and you said go. How that makes sense? So I do not think Gabriel and Shedeur will ever be able to coexist. And we're seeing it in real time, because if we're being honest, Shedeur's family's done the same things. They've liked tweets and quote tweeted tweets talking about Browns head coaches. Gabriel's wife or fiance, now she talking about the Browns too. You've put these two individuals in a situation where they can't coexist.
The pressure settling over Cleveland this week feels more intense than any winter storm rolling in from Lake Erie, as rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders steps into a moment that could shape not only his own future with the Browns but also the wider direction of the entire franchise.
Here's who we think he is. The Browns drafted a generationally changing draft class. Harold Fannin is nice. Isaiah Bond is nice. Quinshon Judkins is nice. Shedeur Sanders, if we believe him to be, he's nice. Please understand, if Shedeur materializes into the player that we all know he's capable of being, the Browns change, hopefully, the trajectory of that franchise, and that, to me...
Sunday's clash with the Tennessee Titans was initially framed as a straightforward rookie showdown between Sanders and Cameron, the quarterback taken first overall, while Sanders had tumbled dramatically from early first-round expectations to being selected at pick 144. But the truth behind this matchup is far larger, far more complex, and considerably more volatile.
Everybody could analyze, everybody could say everything from sideline. You could watch TV, everything. You could talk on TV, whatever you want to do. But until you get out there and you do it, then it's different. Going out there, with, only practice with the Hungry Dogs and everything, like, that's different. It's a lot of vet quarterbacks, that had their time and everything that were backups and was able to get thrown in the game and be all right. But I don't think that was like that in their rookie year. That's a difference, Like that's different, and I'm thankful for that experience because that helped me get to where I am today. That helped me go into the game very comfortable, knowing that they got a great defense with the Ravens, knowing the different looks, how they could be confusing to the naked eye. But that's why during the game I was smiling so much, because I'm like, oh yeah, if this what it is, I know I'm gonna be able to accept that challenge and move forward one day and be able to have success. So that's the mentality I went with going in.
This is a make-or-break test for Sanders. With Deshaun Watson's long-awaited return to practice hanging over the team like a storm cloud ready to burst, Sanders' brief sample of performances provides a mix of optimism and uncertainty. He has completed 60% of his passes, averaged 179 yards per game, thrown 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, posted an impressive 8.0 yards per attempt, and earned a 90.8 passer rating across his 2 official starts. However, he still holds on to the ball for too long, with an average time to throw of 3.33 seconds, inviting pressure and raising concerns about his processing speed. His PFF grade of 54.1 further highlights the inconsistency in his play.
This is a crucial, pivotal, make-or-break game in Cleveland for Shedeur Sanders. They opened as a 4.5-point favorite over Tennessee, which is now 1-11. It got bet down to 3.5, so the money is coming in hard on Cam Ward and the Titans. If Shedeur does struggle in this game, if he gets outplayed by the first overall pick in his draft, although obviously he fell ridiculously to the 5th round, a fellow rookie, but if he gets outplayed by Cam Ward, I'm not going to be surprised if Deshaun Watson, we're going to talk about him in just a moment, but I won't be surprised if Deshaun starts next week or if they go back to Dillon Gabriel and that's the end of Shedeur. So just as we saw these huge games, Dallas at Detroit, and now we got Joe Burrow at Josh Allen, like these make-or-break kind of games. This is for him individually, make it or break it.
I agree.
And I look at Cam Ward, and he's flown under the radar, but he's been pretty.
Even so, the calm Sanders has displayed amid disorder is something Cleveland has not witnessed from a rookie in years. Ward, on the other hand, has endured a punishing season in Tennessee, taking an NFL-leading 48 sacks and averaging just 5.7 yards per attempt. Yet making a fair comparison between the two first-year quarterbacks this week is impossible because their situations are drastically different. Ward must contend with a Browns defense ranked second in yards allowed and driven by Myles Garrett, who already has 19 sacks. Sanders, meanwhile, goes up against a Titans defense that sits 24th overall, 29th in points conceded, and appears unable to produce crucial stops or turnovers. The matchup leans heavily in Sanders' favor, but that only heightens the expectations. If he struggles against Tennessee's weakened unit, the organization may question whether he can truly succeed against anyone.
Jeudy is talented, but they need a guy that it's one-on-one, I'm going to him. 87, 89%, 90% chance, that's a completion. They need a Jamar Chase. They need a Justin Jefferson. That's what they need. They need a Jackson Smith and Jigba. They need one of Nico Collins. They need one of those dudes where one-on-one, oh, I'm good. I'm throwing it to him. And Jerry Jeudy's not that guy. And it's not a bad thing. He can get open. But can you do it all the time? And I need you at a 90% clip. He hasn't shown in his career. When he came out of Alabama, I 100% thought he was that guy.
Yeah.
But over the course of his career, he's shown he's not.
What's the difference between a number 2 wide receiver and a number 1 wide receiver?
It really depends. Because a lot of people say I was a number 2. And I felt like I was a 1. I never looked at myself that way.
But what were you for real? In retrospect.
When I started, I was a 1. I felt like once we went on, we were both a 1. That's how I honestly felt. You got to be able to get open. If you get open at all times, like Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne,
Once.
they both got open at all the time.
Yeah.
Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce.
Once.
And I'm not comparing myself to those guys, but me and Chad, when the teams were double Chad.
Jerry Jeudy is undoubtedly talented, but the Browns lack a true go-to receiver, the kind of player you target in a one-on-one situation knowing there's an 87, 89, even 90% chance the pass will be completed. They need someone in the mold of a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson, a Jackson Smith-Njigba, or a Nico Collins, one of those receivers you can trust implicitly in isolation and throw to without hesitation. Jeudy isn't that type of player, and that isn't necessarily a criticism. He can create separation, but doing it consistently at a near-perfect rate is another level, and he hasn't demonstrated that throughout his career. When he came out of Alabama, many believed he could be that dominant option, but over time he has shown he is more suited to a secondary role. The distinction between a number 1 and number 2 receiver varies, as some players often labeled as 2s believe they are 1s, and in some systems both starters can function as top targets. Ultimately, a true number 1 is someone who can get open at all times, like duos such as Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne or Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, who were consistently available. In my case, when defenses doubled Chad, would thrive. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson's 21-day practice window has been opened, signaling that he is physically ready, even if the Browns have no immediate intention of returning him to the starting role. Publicly, Kevin Stefanski maintains that Watson's involvement is about easing him back into football activities rather than reinstating him as the first-choice quarterback.
I got to tell you this. It was a beautiful, beautiful 36-yard touchdown pass that Shedeur threw to, was it Fanning, I think it was? Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful pass that he threw. People can say what they want to say, and I'm going to tell you guys again.
Tell us.
You watch and see what I tell you.
In case they forgot.
That boy is the truth. He is going to be our starting quarterback, and he's going to be the reason that we can use all those draft picks that we have coming up. Get him some.
Privately, the franchise remains torn. Watson is owed a substantial guaranteed sum, yet his on-field output has been underwhelming, his availability inconsistent, and his long-term outlook uncertain. The Browns hold 2 first-round selections in the 2026 draft and are carefully assessing both Sanders and Dillon Gabriel to decide whether they should pursue a new quarterback. This places Sanders in a unique and high-pressure situation. Every pass, decision, scramble, and error will be scrutinized as part of his evaluation for 2026 and beyond. A strong showing would grant him more time, stability, and trust from the organization, whereas a poor performance could accelerate Watson's return or refocus attention on next year's draft class. Sunday's game is not merely about defeating the Titans, it is a proving ground for Sanders, an opportunity to display leadership, composure, and the potential to develop into a franchise quarterback rather than simply serving as a stopgap.